think it was, oh, no, I know. It was 11th grade. I just was like, hey, can I try this? And he was like, yeah, no problem. This was pretty hard though, I'm just letting you know. And I was like, yeah, it looks like it. And so, just having no idea what I was doing, I I grabbed the pole that he handed me, and I just picked a spot like 50 feet back from the pole vaulting mats, and I just sprinted like as fast as I could, and I was doing everything wrong in the technique wise, obviously, and just jumped up in the air and held on to the pole and let it like carry me up into the air, and I got really high, and everyone was like, "Whoa, how'd you do that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just did what came to my mind." And I don't know, the next day in school, I would see a basketball goal and be like, yeah, I just jumped over that. I don't know if you guys can do that. I just jumped over the basketball goal. That's basically how I started to get into pole vault, was just experimenting, doing something I've never tried before. I would wake up in the morning and I would watch YouTube videos, people pole vaulting. I did my senior exit research project on the physics of pole vaulting. Just eat, sleep, drink, pole vault. When I saw the other people that were better than me pole vaulting, I didn't look at them and say, wow, how do they do that? I would look at them and say, that's me. That's me, I can do that. I don't know, like, what's the difference between me and him? It's just time, I guess, time, experience. It gave me this goal that I was ultimately trying to achieve, and that was having the possibility of going to college to pole vault. Most people don't really know like what the human body can do, and free running is all about that. It's all about testing your limits. It's all about knowing your physical abilities of your body.
Your tongue is sharp, but I miss the taste of it.
Is being able to tell your mind, stop worrying about it. I know what I'm doing. I can do this. It's installing this level of confidence in yourself that you don't normally feel. And it feels like you're floating in the air. It feels like you're flying. It feels like there is no gravity. And as soon as you land, it's like everything speeds back up. Everything just comes back to the real world, That's what's so addictive about it, is because the higher you go, the bigger you go, it's the longer you get this feeling for. And I know I sound like a drug addict or something, but I'm being serious, I run down the runway, I plant my pole, everything feels great. I go swing up in the air, and I'm going straight up in the air, and I feel like I've gotten so high, and I'm like, all right, this is great. And then I'm laying on my back on the track right in the plant box where you plant your pole, and I'm looking up at the ceiling, and can't really hear anything. Everything's just real silent. I try to move my body, and for some reason I can't. I try to stand up. Nothing's happening. All the sound like rushes back. Ryan, say something. Make a noise if you can hear me. You know, move your fingers if you can hear me. And I could hear them in my head, but I couldn't tell them that I could. I was trapped. And it's the worst feeling in the world. By this time, I realized that I wasn't breathing either, because you don't really think about having to breathe until feels like you're sort of suffocating. And my mind started going to this huge panic. I just changed my life, and this is how it's going to be. I'm going to be paralyzed for the rest of my life. I had a breathing tube in me. I had a tube going through my nose into my stomach. They quickly just put me on a board, brought me out into the ambulance and rushed me to the hospital. I was just ready to wake up. I had to be dreaming. I was ready to wake up. And they didn't think I could hear them, but I could. And they were saying things like, yeah, he's unresponsive, we don't know yet if the brain's working, we don't know yet if he's, we think he's paralyzed. And, I'm trying to tell them, no, you're wrong, I can't hear you. Like, I'm not a vegetable. Like, the first time it happened was I woke up and I could move the tips of my fingers. So that was my, form of communication for a while. And it just started from the fingers and toes, and I was breathing on my own. I don't want to say I wish I could forget, because I've learned so much from everything that happened. I feel like my mind psychologically chooses to repress some of it. While I was in rehab, I had to relearn how to walk. And you can ask yourself, how do you forget how to walk, And I don't know. How do you forget how to walk? Like whenever I'm in a bad mood or something now, I can just look back and be like, why am I in a bad mood, I'm here.